everyone. This is going to be part 2. So if you haven't seen part 1, go watch that one. But this is just most likely, it's usually people watch these as they premiere. Some don't. So just kind of want to give you a heads up that this is going to be a shorter video because it's part 2 of the fan questions. Because the first one got a little too long, and with my software and all the stuff I have to upload videos, I can't go longer than 30 minutes or it creates issues and just won't process on YouTube, periodly. So I have to split the whole video up into 2. So shows that we're starting to get a lot more questions. I used to never have a problem with the 30-minute video, and now this one's like would have been a 50-minute video almost. So we also have a couple of questions I've seen coming on the comments today from older videos, so I'm going to include this. This one's going to be from Jeff Bayless. Since Hawk's knuckles are bleeding, do you think that maybe this is a callback to Kreese's knuckles in Karate Kid 2 and Daniel's in Karate Kid 3? So in other words, that he could have just been doing some really hardcore training, breaking boards, and etc. I kind of have thought of this as well, because think about it. These creators are, giving us little teasers here and there, and they're trying to edge us on to some excitement, and that could be very well what it is that they're like, oh, we're gonna have it at this certain angle so it looks and appears as if Hawk beat someone up. Now, I'm not saying he didn't, because there's a lot of kind of like speculation and proof that he possibly did beat somebody up. But let's just say it was just some serious training, and they just provided that angle to kind of add the hype and suspense to us. I wouldn't rule it out. Straight up, I'm going to say it now, I wouldn't rule it out, because it's very possible, you know what I mean? Like, you can't go and say it's not. So that's just my theory on that, though. Maybe you have a different kind of theory on that, and if you do, feel free to comment and let me know, As I've stated many a times, and I want everybody to understand that, these videos are our videos. I just make them and put them together. But it's your questions, your answers, your opinions that really bring the video together. So, don't hesitate to comment. If you're anything, it really don't matter. You want to just ask a question someone else has asked already, it don't matter. I don't mind bringing up the same question. Maybe we have a different answer now from the time that I answered the question the first time. Or, you know what I mean? Maybe because we have more people that are getting involved, so we have more heads thinking about all these questions and helping at answers and debates together. So it kind of, we're going to keep growing as a community, and it's going to make it different. We're going to make a difference in the Cobra Kai community as well. We're going to be our own unique thing at this and keep it constantly going. They might not always be called fan question videos, but in a sense, there are videos. You know what I mean? They're the fans' videos. Let's put it that way. On to the next one. I still think Terry Silver, I said Silver this time, is the mastermind with Kreese that explains how Kreese was able to get Cobra Kai Dojo under the nose of Johnny. He also worked his way back into Johnny's life and pretended. I agree. He was a snake the whole damn time. He pretended to gain Johnny's trust again, pretended he was homeless, all kinds of things, you know what I mean? And it worked. And he ended up getting back into Johnny's life and unfortunately took over the damn dojo. He took it from him, you know what I mean? And like I said, there's a lot of people that speculate, hey, he had every right to, and then there's people that defend him and he's like, he didn't have the right to do that. Or he didn't have the right to do it the way he did it. And it's kind of, it goes both ways, really. You can see it either way, and I don't disagree or agree. I have my own opinions about it, you know what I mean? And I love hearing your opinions and hearing how we, conflict with each other and have different ideas, and that's perfectly fine. That's exactly what I want. I don't want us to always agree, because maybe y'all can change my mind on a certain idea or a certain opinion I have, you know what I mean? Yeah, I just feel like that's the greatest thing about it, is that you might provide an idea or an answer that, hey, I never even thought of it like that. That kind of stuff, that makes it that much better. It's not always about, you got to know everything, because no one knows everything. It's always a learning progress. In martial arts, you're never going to know everything. There's always more to learn. You might be a 8th, 9th degree black belt and still going to say the same thing. I've met grandmasters. There's still more that they would like to learn, and still more that they're learning. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. On to the next question. What if Tori and Sam make a pact that they will not fight with each other until Miguel is healed? That's an interesting question, Aaron. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that that's how that would play out. I don't think that they'll ever have a pact. But then again, there's people that are like, well, Team Sam, Team Tori, as in them being a friends at some point in time too. So it's like, do you see them ever being a friends? I want to know your honest opinion. Do you ever see Tori and Sam being friends? I'm kind of caught in a conflict of, I see the slightest little chance of it happening, but at the same time, I'm like, nah, it can't happen. Like, I don't know, though. Maybe you have some kind of idea that'll help me think different about that, and please feel free to provide it, you know what I mean? On to the next one. I think maybe Aisha might die, but off the screen since she's not in season 3. That's an interesting comment, Lee. I could see that happening. Like, maybe Aisha is one of these cast members that we hear about that's going to die, and that's their way of taking her out of the show. Maybe so, you know. And it would make sense. It'd be an easier way to take her out of the show versus her just not being in the show no more. But Banzai Kai Dojo's also explained on his video about Aisha is that they've just kind of slowly been limiting her screen time as it is since since season 2 started. In season 1, she played a pretty huge role. But as season 2 hit, she started to kind of disappear out of the show. And I agree, she really did. So I get that point, Sensei, very much so. I agree on that. So maybe they won't kill her off. Maybe they're just going to not have her in the show. You know, she's just going to be a cast member that disappears. And I could see it happening, I guess. They are the creator of the show, so what can you say? On to the next comment, which is not really a question, but I had to include it. And it's from Hector Linko, just because it's an awesome comment. Thank you, Sensei and Guest Sensei, aka Banzai Kai Dojo, for introducing me to this channel. I am now subbed and the bell has been hit and dinged. Thank you, I appreciate that, Hector. Hell yeah, I love our community and it's just fun and we're all on the same page. I can't wait until January 8th because I guarantee we will have a filled day with daily videos talking about Cobra Kai and this and that, etc. And you're damn right we will. We're going to be, oh man, I'm going to be trying to produce probably 2 videos a day just because there's going to be so much to talk about and go over. But I agree. Hands down, we will have a lot of videos. It's coming and it's getting closer. I can smell it. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Yes, I can smell it. Laugh out loud. Can you fellow Cobras smell it too? Oh yes, Hector. I can smell the sweet, sweet other season 3 coming very soon. Thanks for the comment, man. That's a hell of a comment. And I agree. You know, we're a hell of a community, you know, and we're growing as we go. And I feel like eventually we'll have even more people involving in these, you know, fan question videos. And eventually I'm going to have to probably make 2 a day just like this. And that's perfectly fine. I don't care. It's not the biggest deal to have to split it up into 2 videos. It just gives us 2 video premieres and longer time to hang out in the chat and chat. So, yeah. What do you think, though? How do you feel about the whole season 3 coming up sooner and sooner? Do y'all smell it coming? Because it's coming. On to the next question. What if Sam was to pay Miguel's hospital bills? I don't think she would. I feel like if that was to be the case, Daniel would be the one to do it, not actually, you know, I don't think that, Sam would do that. I don't. What do you think? Do you feel like she would pay the bills, pay the hospital bills? I don't think she would. I don't. She might. I'm hoping I didn't talk about this in the other video because, you know, I'm having to split this one up and make this one as a whole second one. But if I did, we're talking about that one twice. Miguel never told Tori he loved her. Yeah, but then again, the whole Sam never really told Miguel that he loved her either, so it's kind of like, I don't know, you know, it's like kind of a conflict of interest there. On to the next one. What if Miguel asked Daniel if he can see Sam? Miguel is such a nice kid in certain ways, was before all this situation. I could see him maybe going about that, and that might be our time where we actually see Miguel and Daniel actually talk, because they really haven't had much screen time together talking, so I think that's something that they should have happen. On to the next comment from Lil Saab. What if Terry or Mike Barnes came to train Miguel? Now, I don't understand if you're talking about, like, before Johnny. Like, let's say instead of Johnny doing it, them doing it. I think we'll go with that one first. I would say that it would have played out a hell of a lot different with Miguel. I think Miguel would have been trained. It would have been, like, had a different mindset if that was the case. Now if you're saying, like, comes into season 3 and is to start training him, that's going to be interesting because so many people are speculating that Miguel is indeed not going to leave Cobra Kai and he's going to stay and be trained by Kreese. And some people think that's going to take Miguel down an even darker road, especially because he's going to have some kind of a conflict of interest from the fact that he showed mercy and it bit him in the ass. So he might not want to be trained by Johnny right away, but I feel like he's going to get led back to Johnny in some kind of way, you know what I mean? I just feel like that's a possibility. On to the next question from Young Gun. Where was Daniel during the next Karate Kid? I'm curious of that too, and obviously there's not really any answers except for people's fan theories in, like, the fandom, like, forums and stuff like that. So I'm not going to, you know, include those because there's no accuracy to them. But my theory would be that would be the time when, God, I don't know, that one's hard to really think about, huh? Because it's like, what could he have been doing? How long has Daniel's LaRusso's dealership been around, you know? Like, maybe he was in the process of working on starting that. Maybe he was in the process of getting over Mr. Miyagi's death still, and I don't know. I don't know, because in the movie, that time frame would have probably been around the same time as Mr. Miyagi's death happening. So maybe he was just in, like, a really downward spiral of a funk during that time? I don't know. It's a hard one. What do you think? Everybody here watching, feel free to try to answer that yourself. How do you feel that might have played out, you know? On to the next one. What if Sam and Tori fight in a street fight? Now, they've already kind of done that in a way, but I feel like there's going to be another fight between them, and it might just happen at a street. And hell, it might be happen at that club. That might be why we've seen Tori going, is to find Sam. Maybe Sam was seen her on the street. Maybe Sam ran into a club to hide from her, and that's why Tori came in there. You know, like that's an easy, simple possibility. I doubt that's even close to it, but it's just a possibility. You know what I mean? On to the next comment. Hi. Well, hi, Sample. Nice to meet you. On to the next one from Jeff. Do you think Season 3 ends in Okinawa? I don't think that it does. I could see it maybe possibly ending there, but I feel like that's going to be in the middle of the season when he goes to Okinawa, and then I feel like he's going to come back. But I could also see how they could end it in Okinawa and leave the big cliffhanger somewhere there. Therefore, the season finale or season finale fight might happen there, but it's like, who would it be against, though? Who would all be involved? So, I don't know. Kind of interesting. On to the next one, comment from John. Bonsai Kai Dojo sent me. Thank you, John, for showing up, and thank you, Bonsai Kai Dojo. Y'all are the badasses, let me tell you, like, for real. Y'all have done so much for me, and I appreciate it. On to the last comment. I would like Daniel and Johnny to get along in the Season 3 series. Well, you're not alone. There's a lot of people that would. Now, me personally, I would not mind seeing them team up, but at the same time, I'm one of those that I enjoy the old school rivalry that they had and the rivalry that they brought into the show. But as a lot of you have commented, this rivalry does indeed probably need to end, though. I mean, it's been going on for so long, and we have new rivalries in the show that we could do without Daniel and Johnny's rivalry. And them teaming up might be one of the better things to see, because it might be Daniel Johnny versus Kreese Silver, Mike Barnes, etc., you know? And it's going to add something different to the show, and it's going to keep us even more interested. So I can kind of agree to that and disagree at the same time. But I'm not going to be disappointed either way it plays out. I'm going to be happy it's happening regardless. And I love all the crazy things that we don't expect. I love when we think something's going to happen, and then these writers are like, and we're going to blow your mind, because that's not how it's going to happen. So me personally, I love when that ends up being the case. I don't know if you're the same, but I just enjoy when it just happens to be something different than what we expected, you know what I mean? So that's going to obviously be the end of the fan questions from now. I do want to share my appreciation, I should say, for everyone that's commenting and getting more involved with these videos. The more that we get involved, the more of these videos we can make, and the longer they can be. I don't know if y'all all enjoy just hanging out, but I do. I enjoy just sitting here making the video, and then we get to sit here and actually discuss it later on when it premieres. You know, obviously I've stated many times, once we can go live, which I'm trying to get a mic and everything so we can do that earlier than 1,000 subscribers. But it would be easier for me on my mobile. That's why I always say 1,000 subscribers, because I've obviously filmed these with my phone as of right now. Now, I do have a camera and all the other stuff, but I'm still new to YouTube, so I'm just getting started, you know what I mean? It can only get better as we go. And the more of you that, start participating and commenting and, interacting with each other and becoming more of a community together, the more of these we can do, and the longer they can get, the more fun we can have, you know what I mean? So I want to say thank you to everyone that subscribed to me. Thank you. A special thanks to Bonsai Kai Dojo, a.k.a. Sensei and Guest Sensei. And thank you all of my moderators. And I'm sure you noticed there's a lot of moderators. Well, let me tell you what the moderators thing deal is. If you come to my premieres, you chat, you leave comments for these videos, I'm going to make you a moderator. It's that simple. I feel like you deserve it. You're being a part of the community, and I want you to feel like you're a part of the community. And obviously, I can't give out free memberships or members to stuff like that on YouTube yet, because I don't even have the member thing. But maybe in the future, we'll make like a penny subscription so you can become a member to show, that you're one that interacts in the video. But I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And as always, stay badass, everyone.